Kia ora. Welcome to today's bodyweight session. We're going to focus on our upper back shoulder area because I know there's a few people with niggly shoulders and that kind of thing. So you're going to need a resistance band, somewhere to anchor it to, like a table. We're going to be doing everything on the floor, so you don't have to go anywhere high today. So I've got this one, but I also find these ones with the handles quite good. This is a bit more of a rigid one than the Kmart ones, but the Kmart ones are great. So something stretchy is what you're going to need, and something like the size of this yoga block. If you've got a yoga block, a block or a book, it's not being used for anything that you physically have to lift or anything like that, okay? So what we're going to do first is we're just going to get a stretchy thing, doesn't matter what, and we're coming in and we're going to pull across, okay? So pulling across. This band's a wee bit tight for this, but it's all right. So what we're trying to do is get the back muscles moving that support the scapula. Hopefully this isn't falling off. It's about to lose the plot. I'll just fix it. There we go. Right. We're about to, so we're trying to get the back muscles moving. So the scapula at your back, which is kind of where your bra straps, normal bra strap sits on that, and we want it to actually be quite narrow because a lot of people, when they're doing a lot of computer work or stuff like that, they end up getting quite wide ones because the muscles stop being as productive and they become quite lengthened, and we actually want them to be shorter. So we're going to build that up first, right? So our first one we're going to do is, I can't even read my, oh yeah, we're going to do a lying Superman. So it's a bit of core for this bit, but I actually want you to focus on having length through the shoulders. So we're going to try and stretch our hands away from our face and our feet away from our hips. And we're just going to try and keep ourselves as still as possible, but lifting up as we go. Just a wee warm up here, nothing too intense. That's it. It's coming up. And lifting up. So can keep your head on the floor, like so, but just try and reach as far away as you can. Now, some people with frozen shoulder really struggle because they're very limited in their chest. Okay, so coming up, lifting up here. What is that? Cool. Right, shake that off a wee bit here. So now we're going to come up onto our hands and knees, and I want you to focus on pulling the shoulders up. So pulling the back up, sorry, like we do in a cat-cow, but instead of doing that cow position, we are going to sink down. So we're going to think about our shoulders getting as close to our cheeks or our ears as we can get, and then we're going to pull back up here, okay? So pulling up against it and then sinking down. And we want the bits in and around here to come closer together. So if someone had their hand on the middle of your back, right between where you clasp up the bra, you would feel like you're trying to squeeze that hand a wee bit, or you're attempting to. So we're pulling up and we're sinking back down. So we're going to do 2 more of these. That's it. And there. Right, from here, we're lying back down on the floor again. I'm just going to take this off so nothing gets crushed. So we're going to start out wide, and we're doing a T. So I often do things like called I's, Y's, and T's. It sounds better that way, but we're starting with a T. So what we're trying to do now, you can prop like a pillow under your head kind of situation, like so. Or you can lie straight on the floor, or you can bring your head up each time, okay? Whatever feels more comfortable. It doesn't have to be the block, just a pillow or something but I don't want you going too high with your head. We want to keep your neck kind of in line if we can. So think about your nose heading straight down towards the floor or your chin. Okay, so we're not reaching too much. We're going to do 3 more of these. 2, 3. Then we're going to come into a bit of a W pattern. Okay, so same thing. So we're here, our head is level, and we're coming up like so. It's more about the elbows coming up than it is about your head. Remember that. Your head will still come up off the floor. You can try and keep it down, but we don't want to cause any other issues. So just come up and back down. So this is a W. It's not mentioned in the name, but that's also fine. So the next one we're going to go into is a Y. Okay, so think of the letter Y or a V. Okay, and your same thing. Now this is a lot harder than our previous 2. Okay, if you're new here, coming up, reaching up here. And one more here. Cool. Then we're going to come into the middle, like so. I call it the middle. It's probably not, but arms straight up in front. And this is our eye. So we're coming up here. Okay. Cool. Right, have a wee moment here. Try and bring everything down and just sink in here and just do some little movements like that, okay? Right, so the next thing we're going to do is getting that yoga block or the book or even a drink bottle will work for this. We're just doing one side, okay? So I'll show you here. We're going to have our arms straight up in front of us like so, okay? Then we're going to come up and we're going to bring it out to the side. So we can have it a wee bit wider depending on your mobility of your shoulder. But I want you to sink the shoulders down towards your bum and lifting up. Okay? So even if you have to make that sinkingness every single lift you do, you're going to sink it down. Okay? So think of moving this bit of your back here down towards the bum. Okay? Shouldn't be too bad. And then we're just going to change our side. So often we have one side that's far better at it than the other. So have it where you feel that works quite well. So remember, sink, pull that shoulder back with your back muscles. It can be hard if you're not used to feeling where you're meant to feel here. So we're coming up. And one more here. I'm not really counting as per normal. We're just going for a guesstimate, okay? Right, so with the band, we have a couple of options here. We're going to do a bit of a lying lat pull down. So I've got 2 different bands, but you can have that thing here, okay? What we're going to do is go quite wide here. We're going to hold on to the end. We want to be far enough from your anchor point that when you start this, the band is already tight, okay? I've got it wrapped around the leg of a bench, but whatever works in terms of whatever works for you here. Right, so we're going to go quite wide, and we're going to get the elbows bent to start off with, and I want you to pull them down towards the ribs. Or think about down to this part, down towards the seam of your top on the side, okay? So we want to pull the shoulders back first. So thinking about those muscles we've used before, we're going back away from your head. So we're pulling the shoulders back, and then we're pulling down, and then we're relaxing. So I'm going to have to creep up my band a wee bit to get it a wee bit tighter. We're going to go wide and pull. Okay, wide and pull. Just trying to get activation here. We're not trying to do anything insane. It's just the level of activation that we need. I'm resting my head on that thing, but you can have it on the floor. I'm just protecting my nose. So remember, shoulders are pulling downwards before we do that movement. So down, move. And in here in the middle of your back, we should be feeling a little bit of movement there, okay? We're trying to get those lats working. I'm going to do a couple more here. So lifting slightly off the floor, pulling down towards the ribs. So, and 2 more here. 1, 2. Right. Hopefully that feels real neat. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to lie on our side, and this one is better if you have a handle one, but what we can do here is make sure it's tied tight. So you've got something to hold on to, okay? So we're going to make ourselves lie on our side, okay? Like so. You're going to have to probably be quite close. I'm going to double knot this guy so it doesn't run away from me. Okay, right, so we're going to start, and we want the band to already be tight. And I'm holding it, so I've got it up like this. Now, it's going to be tricky because you've got to get yourself in the right position. And it's literally inches that make the difference, okay? So we want it to be tight where it's like this. So you've got your hand parallel to the ground or the deck. You've got your elbow tucked in here, and we're going to pull back down. So if it's too tight to get it at 90, that's fine. But we should be feeling in here. This is for rotator cuff stuff, but it's a good way to do it that isn't going to be too crazy. Now, if, for argument's sake, you can feel your elbow lifting off the ground, okay, place something between your ribs and your elbow. And you've got to keep that thing in that place. It's already tired, I'm just going to note. And I've only done about probably 5 reps here. So we're coming up and back down. Whew, spicy. Cool, alrighty. So from there, I'm going to do it. I'm going to change this, and I'm going to put it with a handle one. I just want to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to have to change my positioning. Okay. So it's a bit further away. So we want it kind of loose here, but tight at the top. Okay, and we want to keep the wrist nice and still, and that is way worse. So I ain't doing that one again. It's very strong. Very weak, very weak. Okay, so we're flipping over. We're going to do the other side here. Okay. Righty. So it's getting in the right place to get it working properly. Now, one side is often way better than the other. So I'm knotting it like this. Like so, but you want it a wee bit loose. You want to lock into the ribs and back down. Locking in, back down. That's it. Good times. So there's a fine line. It should suck a little bit. This side seems to be a lot stronger than the other side, because the other side definitely fatigued a lot more. So what I'm going to do after this, we are going to go and attack that weaker side that fatigued faster than the other side, straight after. So just take note. And sometimes if you've actually got a sore shoulder or you're having issues, so I'm going to flip back to my weaker side. So we're going to finish off one more set on that side, okay? And this is what I want you to remember. If you are definitely noticing a weaker side, and it doesn't matter what the exercise is essentially, I want you to try and really capture doing more stuff on that fatiguing side because it is weaker. And that's how we get those imbalances in our body. If we've got one strong side and one weak, and often the strong side is our side that takes the brunt of life, does all the work, and gets basically beaten down faster, okay? So we need to build up a weaker or easily fatiguing side. So for me, mine is the whole right side of my body, which is the side I'm working on now. I'm going to do 2 more. So I invite you to do that weaker side. Righty. Good times, eh? Good times. Right, so we're going to go into rows now. So I need to adjust this up. We're going to sit up here. And we are going to make sure your band is evenly distributed, okay? So you want to have it. I'm going to knot the other side that I didn't knot before. So using it as a wee handle. Okay. Just to give me something better to grip on. Sometimes hands aren't the best. Okay, so we want to be up nice and tall here. We've got the anchor point attached. I'm coming back slightly, okay? So we're going to be up nice and tall. We want to have our shoulders back and down first, okay? Our start point is elbows are kind of locked into the ribs, and we're just pulling back from here. Then we're just going to come to that start point. So we almost need to adjust every single rep here. So if it's too easy, come back, okay? So again, shoulders back and down, away from the ears, pulling back. Don't come all the way forward. We're not on a rowing machine here. You can also wrap the bands around your feet as well. So coming back and up. Sinking back, so, and up. Shoulders back and down. So draw the belly in as well, so we get a bit of core going, coming down. So, and one more here. Cool. Give that a wee bit of a shake out, okay? Righty, I'm just gonna fix my seat up. Whoa, you have a rest. Because it was unsafe. Right, so here we go. Next one here, same position. I want you to think about when we do this one, we're only moving one side of it, one arm. So we're in this position here, we're pulling our shoulders back. We are not going to move the side that's not meant to move at all. It's not going to move, it's going to stay stationary. So if I'm going to pull the right side back, nothing happens on the left, it just stays how it is. So we shouldn't be adjusting like this, okay? So shoulders back, keep everything nice and tight through the tummy. You can have your knees bent as well. Remember, go back as far as you need to get the right resistance for what you want. Okay, remember we're just kind of doing activation stuff today rather than full on like build muscle. We're just activating, getting things working. We are building muscle. Okay, so don't move that other shoulder or hip or side of the body. It will want to move because it wants to do the work for you. Cool, and then changing sides. So shifting back, keep both shoulders back, up nice and tall, drawing belly in. So coming back. See what feels like it's compensating somewhere, because there will always be one, trust me. We got 2 more. Cool, and give it a wee wiggle around here. Okay, so from here, we're going to come back. We're going to bring our elbows up to the side, coming back down, relax, okay? come back, draw belly in, elbows up to the side a wee bit. Now, best to do this in a mirror to see if everything feels even, because sometimes one shoulder will lift higher than the other, and it's important to know what's going on with your body. And you may not be able to feel it, but you'll be able to see this. Okay, so exhale, lift up. You can always send me a video of you doing it as well if you want. Coming up. We have 2 more of these lights to go. Okay, and then we're done. We're going to leave it at that today. Cool. We're going to go into a bit of a child's pose stretch now. So you can either use the chair that you've got anchored if you want, or we are going to use nice wide knees, sinking down, hanging out at the bottom here. Cool. Walking your hands to the side a wee bit. Walking your hands to the other side. Cool. Coming back into that cat-cow, but we are doing it properly this time. Hanging out at the bottom. Leave that. I don't even know what that meant. This is the bottom. Sometimes I say some random stuff. Okay. Righty team, have a great day in paradise, and hopefully your upper back shoulders feel like they've done a little bit of work today. I know mine do, but it's important that we understand how important activation actually is, especially if you're someone that is a bit bendy and flexible or hypermobile, okay? So that there's a system in the body with your nervous system and your muscles and everything, and we want everything to work in a coordinated effort rather than just existing, okay? Have a great day in paradise, and we will see you next time. Catch you later.